This is for you, but you have to teach me how to make a spinkish shahaka bookie. Buri chatu badoi noi. Elahaini melech oidam shahaka niya bedvurai. All right, so about the Shmad. Okay, there's two. So back in the day, a lot of smart people did it. Not the stupid people, the smart people. But also, the smart society was Christian. Little by little, they left it. They left go. Little by little, Thomas Jefferson, he cut the Bible, took out the Isis and Moifsim of Yashke, the miracle stories, because they're becoming smarter. Society, thus, Jens, there was a time when Christianity was on the top. Before then, Islam was on the top. Islam, the Rambam, the philosophers, the printing libraries, books, everything, the Muslims were on the top. Yidden always went to different religions in big numbers, but of course Yidden also stayed. That's why we have Yidden today. We have a small group of Yidden compared to how much we could have been and how big we could have. So A, we didn't grow. B, we lost a lot, but we survived. So here we are, so what are we at, 15 million? With the Shaya, which was not natural, it's a disaster. So he took out a lot. But the point is, a lot of Yidden would convert in different countries, Islam and Christianity, because it was all based on Amunah anyway. As much as they tell you in yeshiva, back then they didn't have a good yeshiva system with a good brainwash. People were talking to each other. They didn't have cars with windows and buses and organization that there's high walls. You know how you have a Catholic friend in New York ever? No. You ever have a conversation? No. Back then they didn't have phones, but they spoke to their neighbors, and things were a little different. There are people who never spoke to their neighbors, but that was their nature. They just didn't talk. But it wasn't like you have today, very organized, like New York. In California it's different, in Europe it's different, right? You have different types of Yiddishkeit. Today, I think Yiddishkeit is a very choshev religion because we have different denominations, so you don't have to run away to anywhere else. Unless you're scared of going to Gehenna if you don't believe in Yashka. That's the only threat that they make. Or you could tie it that Yashka said some amazing, lovely things that you don't have in Yiddishkeit. That's it. The songs, Kabach is better. Talking about spirituality. If you're looking, what are you looking for? So I wanted to ask her why she did it so I could know, because right now I don't know, so I can't really say anything about it. I could only say what the options are. The options are very few, but I don't personally know. Science can tell you a lot about cats, but they can't tell you about your cat. But with the information, you could work with it, right? It's better to know. So you say she's going to regret it. That's a nice Haredish word. I doubt she could regret jumping in a bath of water. Even today, there's a Rav in Israel that had to defend Chabad about the Meshachistim and all that. So what did he say? He said it's not apikarsis, it's a mistake, and everybody makes mistakes. It's a great defense. It's a lawyer move. You pull it off in court and you get a guy off, But the fact is that people suffered for having different beliefs, and Chabad suffered and still suffers. It depends where you go, where you travel, who you bump into. In religion per se, you don't suffer when a person doesn't see religion as a guide for life, and he's smarter than that, which is what today's day brings. And we'll explain that Inyan about the sfeikis that the maimin, the believer, has when he sees someone convert, right? So in Lubavitcher travels, he suffers, but the rabbi said a very good defense, and people who are good use that defense. But in reality, you can't say apikarsis is a mistake. They were killing people for it and torturing people. And so many people suffered. You could say that the strict laws are a mistake. Why even care what a person believes in the first place? That you could say is a mistake. But you can't say that there was a great move by that guy to defend Chabad, and hopefully it works. But people who already hate, they're not going to look for that head there. They're going to say, you can't be mitzaref to a minion, and they'll try to be reidiv. The only difference is that Chabad only stick with their own, so they shouldn't have a problem. The only problem is if the person's smart and he travels, or if he wants to go to a different school, if he wants freedom. If you don't want freedom, you don't have a problem. But freedom is everything, because that's what life is about. It's about living. It's not about being stuck somewhere. The sfeikis that come, Shmad was a big deal back in the day because, especially smart Yidden like Rabbeinu Gershom's son Shmad, This guy mentioned Chabad about a cousin who was Alter Rebbe's brother. There's the Gdolim and the Rishonim and all that also. They Shmad, different people, famous ones too. Because back then they had what to offer, even Ruchniistic. A lot of things we have is borrowed from Galachim also. And not just Galachim, borrowed from philosophers. So you have believing the Eibishter is a Kol Yachol, believing the Eibishter is Bilti Bal Gvul and Bilti this. All that doesn't come from Torah at all. Torah, Hashem walks in Gan Eden, talks to Adam Arishan, he has a character, comes on a mountain. It's a whole storybook over there, just like Mickey Mouse. But the philosophers made the Eibishter bigger. But the Bubbas that read